Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christy with Van Ahn & Company. It's Friday, September 9th. I'm going to go over the markets with you for the day. Positive trade once again into corn and soybeans. Corn closing about 2.5 cents higher, beans up about 3.5 cents. Actually, for the week, you had strong closes in both corn and soybeans. Corn closing up 13.5 cents. Soybeans up 28.75 cents for the week. So some positivity there. You have a lot of people jumping on board thinking that you might actually see a yield reduction out of this report from USDA on the corn side of things, as some yield reports are coming in just not quite as strong. So still thinking you'll see a record yield in corn, but not as strong as that to 175 that USDA posted last month. Now you've had private estimates of 175, so there are people still believing that you could get that big of a yield, but some early yield reports have been a little bit on the lower side of things, though. That is a very small chunk of what is yet to be harvested. So you're just in the early stages of it, and we'll have to see on Monday at 11 o'clock. That's going to be a big report here and kind of set the tone, especially on a report that you've been leading into a big rally, like beans up 28.75 cents. Looks like maybe you also saw Managed Money stepping away from their liquidation phase, and if that's the case, maybe they just took a breather. If you get that bearish report, you have that wiggle room, that rally that we saw this week to get taken away, plus some more actually, even if you wanted to. So you got to be aware of that, because that data out of the report is really going to set the tone for the majority of the week for next week. Wheat really didn't do a whole lot today, anywhere from 2 higher to 2 lower, and actually for the week it didn't do a whole lot either, with both Chicago and Minneapolis being about 2 cents higher on the week, Kansas City being a little bit stronger, 7 cents higher on the week there. So overall the tone was friendly for the week. Moving in the meat markets, after having a couple of very ugly weeks, you saw some support here into these markets. Live cattle actually up 280 on the week. A lot of that had to do with today being up limit higher on your front month. So if you didn't have a strong day today, you wouldn't have seen that. Same situation with feeder cattle, actually closed down 65 cents on the week, and you had a really strong day today, almost up $3 here. So that's kind of been able to find some stabilization. You didn't really have much cash trade. It just looked like maybe the sellers stepped away from the market for a little bit. Live cattle actually $1.52 higher on the week, and down significantly today, almost down $2 lower. What you did have besides the grains and the meat markets today was very unfriendly outside markets, with the crude market actually almost $2 lower. The dollar was significantly higher, almost 30 to 40 cents higher, but the Dow really crashing throughout the day, actually trading down 300 points lower here this afternoon. So that kind of painted a negative tone, but grains and meats were able to kind of support themselves and rally out of that. And like I said, over the weekend, what we're going to be trading on is any yield reports, and then coming in Monday at 11 o'clock, you're going to have USDA, and that's going to offer some details to set the tone. I do have to close the disclaimer. Trading in futures and options involves risk. Loss may not be suitable for all producers. Have a great weekend.